ITM Taupō Super 440. Third place, Chaz Mostert along with team principal Bruce Stewart for Walkinshaw Andretti United. Second, Cameron Hill from Matt Stone Racing. Matty's up here as well today. And Matt Payne, our race winner of race 10 of the series here today with Dave Couchy, team principal from Grove. Matty, what a weekend it's been for you, my friend.
Yeah, it's been pretty special for the whole team here. Rolled out of the truck really speedy and just sort of continued to build on from there. And Saturday really put us on the front foot. I think, the Saturday, the race one was really good for us to get the first one under our belt. And then today was a little bit tougher. Just felt like we didn't have as much as we did on Saturday in qualifying and just struggled to really get the most out of the tyre. And but yeah, there was a bit of action at the start of the race. We were able to capitalise on it and then, pretty much run our own race.
What's it like with that trophy sitting next to you right now?
It's pretty special. Yeah, I sort of watched a lot of Jason when I was growing up, and he was definitely in the time where I was watching supercars or first watching. So it's pretty, it's really cool for myself to be able to get it done, and being a Kiwi as well on home soil is pretty special. I think I was thinking about it yesterday, and I sort of heard a couple of people talking about the points, but I told myself I wasn't going to look and see where we were. But I knew if we had a good race today that we'd be able to take it out, and I was I would have been a bit gutted if I didn't get to do it without taking the win, but luckily we got that too.
We'll get some questions from the floor in a moment. Well done. Cameron Hill, another podium. You're making a habit of this.
We're trying to make it a regular thing. It's pretty tough in this game. I sort of felt like we left a few points on the table yesterday. I didn't think we were lacking pace. It's just a few things that cost the results. So we made a few changes this morning, and that probably made it a top 3 car. And the seas kind of parted for me at the beginning of the race, which always helps. But from there, we were able to have a really good one, and couldn't quite keep Matty at bay. He was very good, but it was a good way to finish the weekend for us.
Nice. We'll come to you in a second as well. And Chaz Mostert, third place today for Walkinshaw Andretti United. Another big bag of points for you, my friend.
Yeah, didn't expect to be sitting up here today, starting 9th. So, the crew did an amazing job. They executed the strategy really well, and we had a big tune-up for our car in that last race too. So, it was a really nice weekend where we felt like we were a little bit behind the 8 ball. Woody obviously showed amazing pace. I couldn't quite make my car work like him, but then in that last race, I feel like the 25 took a massive step in the right direction, and it was nice to pressure a few people. The opening stint was a bit going on, and I was a little bit more worried about having the pace later in the stints, but the car was just a lot easier to drive in the race today, and that's really what got us the result.
Well done to you in third place. So I want to open this up to the floor pretty quick. We've got some journalists here that want to ask some questions. Ask away.
Yeah, Matt. About being out front for so long.
Hold the mic up.
Well, it's not doing it. Yeah, okay. Being out front for so long, how do you deal with concentration? Like when you're racing, you're thinking about how to set the guy up, how do I get past him? But you spend a long time out front, sort of pretty much on your own. How do you keep the concentration up so you don't make a mistake?
I guess like I was sort of talking to my engineer quite a lot, trying to work together and keep on top of the race. Just trying to keep finding little bits here and there, and just pushing ourselves, I think, is the ultimate thing we were doing. And it's very easy to be out in front and just start sort of relaxing a little bit and taking your finger off the pulse, just even a fraction. And Cam was really quick behind us. I don't think we really dropped the gap on him. I don't think he fell away. So our car wasn't probably as perfect as it's been, but I sort of had to manage it quite a lot in that middle stint. But yeah, we were just focusing on ourselves for the majority of it.
Hi, Matt, Rebecca Williams from the Herald Sun. You're up to third in the title standings now. Do you think you can be a title contender this year? Yeah,
it's good that we've had 2 wins in 1 round. It's definitely helped our championship progress, as we just spoke about. But I think I probably wouldn't get too far ahead of myself. We've had 1 good round. I think for us now, it's really important for us to make sure that we really store this in the bank and learn from what we did this weekend, and so we can build on on some of the weekends ahead. I know there's a couple of tough tracks coming up for us, so we just need to really knuckle down and make sure that, we're on the front foot for both of those tracks, to make sure it wasn't like the past years where we've been a little bit inconsistent. So I think that's going to be our focus. But for sure, being in third now and showing what we're capable of this weekend, I think it's a good show.
Luth, I guess to Matt and Cam, keen to just hear about that. I think lap 4 pass for the lead. It was opportunistic, but I guess you made it work. Yeah, keen for both of you just to talk a little bit about that.
Was it lap 4? I thought I was leading for a little while.
I thought it was like lap 8.
That's good. Time in the race car is a bit hard to keep track of, but he put a pretty good move on me. It's a bit embarrassing, really. He snuck up there, but he was kind enough not to tip me off. So thanks, Matt, for looking after me.
Yeah, I guess it was a tough one because Cam had really good drive for the majority of a lot of the corners. So I sort of found it hard to make a run or create a run, and I had a good shot at turn 1, and he covered it off. And then I knew that he was going to be covering for 5, so I thought I need to be a little bit opportunistic for the pass, and there wasn't much room. But I think being second on a Sunday race, leading the standings for the weekend, I don't think there was anything stopping my car from going up the inside.
And to Matt Stone, so you guys had the only. I guess you had a bit of a chalk and cheese weekend with your garage, or sweet and sour, I think. But you guys had the only Chev podium for the round, but also on the 10 side, you had a pretty tough weekend. I guess if you could talk us through both sides of that.
Yeah, look, it's great to be representing Chev on the podium, so that's quite a cool stat to have. But yeah, look, obviously we didn't roll out the truck as quick as we did at the Grand Prix, so we knew we're going to have to work hard for it this weekend. But we had a lot of solid effort, and on car 4 side of the garage it really clicked. And if it wasn't for obviously a penalty and a poor pit stop yesterday, we probably could have had better results yesterday. But yeah, on the car 10 side we really struggled, so we just got to go back and do our homework and see if we can put a finger on what those struggles were, and then get it all sorted for Tasmania.
Stefan from speedcafe.com. David, one for you. You're looking pretty proud of your boy up there. Can you sort of talk to us about your feelings on how he's executed this weekend and handled the pressure, and the sort of things you've been working on with him to raise his level this year?
Yeah, I'm absolutely very proud of him and the entire team, because we've been, we've shown we can win races in the past, but this is probably one of the first weekends where we've been able to put the whole weekend together, from rollout, qualifying, and then executing in races, pit stops, the whole thing. And Matt's done a fantastic job. And for winning the Jason Richards Trophy is special, but for a Kiwi to win it is unbelievably special. So very proud of that. And also the progress that Kai's making. He had a tough day today. Probably through no fault of his own at the start there, but he's been showing some really solid results in qualifying, and when he has a clean race, he's been right up there as well. So both cars in the shootout today, Kai's first shootout. So there's just lots of positives for the team overall. So yeah, unbelievable weekend. Really happy.
And Bruce, your thoughts on Ryan Wood's weekend? Also, the penalty that he got in the race today, but just his weekend as a whole as well.
Yeah, we're equally proud of our young Kiwi protege, and he's clearly good mates with Matt as well. So when Matt achieves, I know it drives Ryan harder, as good mates do. It's well, I'm coming after you. And so certainly Woody has taken a real step, working very closely with Mozzie as well, and they have an amazing relationship. So it's just positive, really, really positive. I'd love to talk more about today's incident, but I won't. I'll just leave it for discussions behind doors. But to say I'm frustrated would be an understatement.
Hey, Jess from Velocity News. Question for Matt Payne. What was the hardest part of the weekend? Was it the tyre dig? Was it a certain part of the track? Strategy? Rivalries? What did you find most difficult?
It's probably the middle stint in that race when I was sort of pretty comfortable where I was at, and I could see that Cam had pretty good speed, so I knew that I had to turn up the work a little bit, which we did. But I had to really find some sort of another step in my driving, which was, really good for us and was good sort of progress on the weekend. But yeah, I had to sort of find a little bit there, and I'm pretty glad I did.
I'm not.
Oh, well, that's okay.
Just also to Matt Payne, I guess, do you feel like you've made a step? Like, I felt from you rookie year, you had the one lap pace pretty down pat, but on the racecraft, like, keeping, for example, Brody at bay, turn 1 yesterday, and making the pass on Cam, like, do you feel like that's an area of your game that you've improved?
Yeah, definitely. I think even last year, probably through the middle part of it, I think I was starting to get my head around it a little bit more. We had a couple of really strong rounds, and I think it sort of put a bit of a picture in my head of how races should be run from the driver's seat. And this year, all I've been doing is just really trying to take the right opportunities at the right time and execute what we need to do. And that's basically what sort of led us to this point. And it's all really simple, really.
And Matt Stone, I guess we haven't had much chance to hear from, other GM teams since the homologation team announcement. I guess just some reaction from you. I know that sort of was a drawn-out process, but on Team 18 and how that will look going forward.
I think it was a tough call for GM to make, but we sort of stand by them and their more collaborative approach. I don't think any current GM team can step into the shoes that Triple Eight will vacate at the end of the year. But I think if we band together as a group in the GM side, we can fill all the duties of maintaining the homologation presence. But obviously someone's got to lead that charge. So we support GM's decision to appoint Team 18. I think obviously they've got Adrian there who's seen that side of it from his roles in supercars. So yeah, we think it's a good choice given the situation, and we stand behind it.
Okay, is everybody happy? Cool. That's in the press conference. Well done, guys. We'll see you in Tasmania.
Sweet.